Welcome to Protea Academy, education for your business to help you be successful. My name is Zane Stevens and I'm the founder of Protea Financial. BOI. What the heck is going on? Are we filing? Aren't we filing? Who knows? I say get it done unless you're totally against it. But as things stand, there's an injunction. You as a small business owner do not have to file the BOI. Now, what is the BOI? The BOI is the beneficial ownership information. It refers to details about individuals who ultimately own, control, or benefit from a country. The Corporate Transparency Act came into effect 2024, and they're trying to gather information about small businesses and who owns them. This is part of the Financial Crimes Enforcement Network, and they're looking for full name, date of birth, address, and identification number. They want to know who's owning businesses in the US under the umbrella of trying to protect people, trying to protect US money, making sure there's no money laundering, etc. taking place. But it has become an extremely controversial piece of legislation, even though it's been around for a long time. In December 2024, people decided to wake up and fight against it. There's a weird set of timelines going on here because people were not happy. There's a lot of reasons why people are happy. There's some people who are saying there's a lot of privacy and data security concerns. I get that, maybe, but let's also not forget all big businesses have to report this information already. The SEC requires this type of information. So if there is a breach, sure, that information can get out, but a lot of this information is already out there in the public. The one that maybe makes the most sense and understand why people are pushing back is the small business burden. It is pretty insane. The timelines, the amount of reporting, it's not like an annual report that you fill out. It's like every time a change happens to a business owner, you have to file a report. And within a certain days, there's significant penalties that take place. I think the way they've written it up is a little weird. Probably if it was an annual reporting, we'd have a little bit less pushback. But small business burden is real. It is a lot of work. And we don't even want to, as accountants, don't really want to take the risk on your behalf because there is this weird, are we practicing law, are we giving legal opinions, all that type of stuff. That's also very unclear. There's some constitutional challenges. They're saying that the federal government is overreaching, maybe. There's some infringements on state rights, probably. And then the final one is it could violate the Fourth and Fifth Amendments, raising issues of unlawful searches or self-incrimination. I'm not an attorney. I'm not smart enough to understand that one, but possibly. It's just a weird place. I'm all in on it is a lot of burden on small businesses. Let's rethink the way we do it. Do I worry about the data breach and all that stuff? Always. Whenever we're putting information out there, we should worry about it. But I put my information in a million places every single day. I'm not too worried about this if it is protecting, other businesses. It's stopping money laundering. Money laundering doesn't go to really nice things, right? Generally, people money launder to do bad things with that money. So a little bit of protection. Big businesses are already doing it. I'm not saying I'm totally for this legislation because I do think it's a little over the top the way it's been written, the expectations. It's a lot. But I'm also not probably that against it either. Maybe I'm sitting on the fence a little bit. But I would say what we've done for our business as well is we filed. We've got it done. Put that information out there. Pretty simple once I got it done. I just have to make sure we keep a track if any changes happen to me or my business partners. But my opinions don't really matter. What matters is the facts. And the facts are there have been legal developments that have sort of stymied the CTA, the Corporate Transparency Act, and put BOI on hold. And I think it's important for us to all understand the timeline of what is going on here. So first important timeline is December 3rd, 2024. This is the date that the U.S. District Court for the Eastern District of Texas issued a nationwide preliminary injunction halting the enforcement of CTA. The court expressed concerns about the law's constitutionality and its impact on small businesses. So we're all pushing. December 31st, 2024 is the deadline. All of a sudden in The group came in, took it to the U.S. District Court in the Eastern District of Texas and said, stop, we don't want to do it. Everybody was on hold. Nobody really knew what was going to happen. Thought it would take months to sort itself out and figure out what's going on. But just 20 days later, December 23rd, Merry Christmas to all of us, the Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals stayed the injunction temporarily in stating the CTA's reporting requirements. In response, the Financial Crimes Enforcement Act extended its reporting deadline to January 13th, 2025. So, December 2nd, we're trying to get everything in by the end of December. Put on hold. December 23rd, they say, no way, but back we go. But we'll give you a little bit of an extension. Just 3 days later, who knew that the legal system could move this quickly? But the Fifth Circuit Court vacated its previous stay, reinstating the nationwide injunction and once again pausing the CTA's enforcement. FinCEN announced that reporting companies are not currently required to file beneficial information while the order remains in force, though voluntary submissions are permitted. So previously, you just shut the website down. You couldn't file. That December 3rd one, blocked it. Not available. Can't do it. 23rd, open it up again. 26th, shut it down. But the website is still open. You can file if you want to file. December 27th, just a day later, the Fifth Circuit Court set an expedited briefing schedule with an oral argument scheduled for March 25th to address the constitutional challenges against the CTA. So now they're telling us we got 3 months, so we can sit around, sit on our hands, figure out what's going to go on. Small businesses, you can file if you want to. If you don't want to file, don't do it. Just yesterday, I'm recording this on January 3rd, January 2nd, 2025, first business day of the year. The U.S. Department of Justice petitioned the Supreme Court to lift the injunction seeking the enforcement of CTA while appeals are pending. So as it stands right now, as I'm recording this video, we might be back on with CTA by the end of next week. Who knows? We really just have to wait and see what's going to happen, and we will share more information that comes available. But as it stands, BOI not required. You can voluntarily submit your information. I'm recommending you do that because I think this is going to be enforceable with some changes down the line. But do what you feel is best for you and your business. And we'll have to maybe see what happens in the next couple of weeks. Else, March 25th, that's the date. That is when oral arguments are scheduled. We'll figure out what is going on and what is going to happen. What's important to remember is that there is a change in leadership happening in the US in the month of January. And we have no idea what effect that change will have on this agreement, even though it's an old piece of legislation, and if anything will be pushed through to just stop it in its track. As small business owners, we have a tough time as it is, but craziness like this on the last moment for a very important piece of legislation that put a huge burden on us is pretty tiresome. I wanted to have a nice relaxing December, but I was having to keep my eye out on this and other crazy things happening in the accounting space. But I think for you as a small business owner, this is an important one to know. If you filed, no problem. If you want to file, go ahead and get it done. If you don't want to file, don't worry. You can sit back and wait for now. The BOI is being a bit of a whirlwind, and we'll have to wait and find out what comes next.